There is a church carved straight into a cliff wall in northern Ethiopia where you must climb a sheer rock face without ropes just to step inside. If you are planning a trip to East Africa, you are probably searching for the best things to do in northern Ethiopia. This region holds some of the oldest Christian churches on Earth, medieval stone castles, and mountains that drop straight into deep green valleys. Most people only see the famous rock churches, but this ancient route has 20 incredible experiences you simply cannot miss. Before we count down the top 20 activities, you need to understand how to move around this massive historical circuit. The best way to travel between hubs like Dar, Gondar, Lalibela, and Axum is by taking quick domestic flights with Ethiopian Airlines. If you book your international flight with them, you can often unlock huge discounts on all your local flights across the country. The prime time to visit is during the dry months, from October to April, when the skies are clear and the mountain roads are dry. If you want colorful celebrations, time your trip for January to witness Timkat, the spectacular Ethiopian Orthodox celebration of the Epiphany. Our journey begins in the lakeside town of Dar, which sits right on the southern edge of Lake Tana. The first thing you must do is take a wooden boat tour across the lake to explore the hidden island monasteries. Monasteries like Ura Kidane Meret date back to the 14th century and hide behind thick forests of coffee trees. Inside, the circular walls are painted from floor to ceiling with bright biblical murals painted on stretched fabric centuries ago. Just 30 kilometers south of the lake, you will find your second must-do activity at the famous Blue Nile Falls. Locals call this waterfall Tis Isat, which translates directly to smoking water because of the huge mist clouds it creates. To get the best view, you walk across a sturdy stone bridge built by Portuguese builders way back in the 17th century. The river path is peaceful and surrounded by lush green hills where local farmers herd cattle along the rushing water. For your third activity, stay right on Lake Tana and take an early morning boat cruise to spot wild hippos and rare birds. The source of the Blue Nile is a paradise for birdwatchers, where you can spot giant pelicans, kingfishers, and African fish eagles. Local fishermen still glide past in traditional papyrus boats, called tankwas, fishing in the exact same way their ancestors did. Next, take a short drive north to the city of Gondar, famously known as the Camelot of Africa. Number 4 on our list is exploring the stone fortress of Fasil Gebi, right in the center of the city. Emperor Fasilides founded this royal enclosure in 1636, building heavy stone castles with round towers and wooden balconies. Walking through the royal banquet halls and old libraries feels like stepping straight into a medieval fantasy world in the middle of Africa. Just a short drive away sits number 5, the world-famous church of Debre Birhan Selassie. Step through the stone doorway and look straight up at the ceiling to see hundreds of hand-painted winged angel faces looking down. Every single angel face has a slightly different expression, and the walls show detailed battles fought by historic saints. For number 6, head down the hill to the quiet stone compound of Fasilides Bath. This sunken stone pool is surrounded by massive banyan tree roots that grow directly into the old stone perimeter walls. During the Timkat festival in January, priests fill the basin with blessed water, and thousands of pilgrims jump in to renew their vows. Your 7th activity in Gondar is visiting the hilltop ruins of the Kuskum Palace complex. Empress Mentawab built this quiet palace retreat in the 18th century on the high hills overlooking the busy city below. The stone arches and palace walls offer one of the best panoramic sunset views across the entire Gondar Valley. Now, get ready to trade history for raw adventure as we head north into the wild Simien Mountains National Park. Number 8 is trekking along the massive Simien Mountain escarpment, a jagged landscape carved out by millions of years of erosion. The high cliffs drop thousands of feet into vast valleys, giving you views that stretch out forever over the Ethiopian highlands. As you hike along these high grassy plateaus, you will run directly into number 9, the famous Gelada baboons. These unique primates are completely vegetarian, spending their days calmly grooming each other and pulling grass right next to hiking trails. They are so used to peaceful visitors that you can sit quietly on the grass, just a few feet away from a whole troop. Number 10 is scanning the high cliff edges to spot the rarest wild animals found only in northern Ethiopia. Keep your eyes open for the Walia ibex, a wild mountain goat with massive curved horns that climbs steep rocky cliffs. You might also spot the endangered Ethiopian wolf or see the giant lammergeier vulture soaring on warm air currents above the cliffs. For hardcore hikers, number 11 is the multi-day mountain expedition to summit Ras Dashen. Standing at 4,550 meters, this is the highest mountain peak in the entire country. Standing on top of this cold, rocky summit makes you feel like you are standing on the very roof of Africa. From the high peaks, we travel further north to the ancient holy city of Axum, the cradle of Ethiopian civilization. Number 12 is walking through the famous Northern Steely Field, filled with giant carved granite stone obelisks. These massive single stones were carved over 1,700 years ago to mark the underground burial chambers of ancient royalty. The largest standing obelisk towers nearly 80 feet high, showing incredible ancient engineering and stone carving skills. Right across the street is number 13, the historic Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. Ethiopian Orthodox tradition holds that the original biblical Ark of the Covenant rests safely inside a small guarded chapel here. Only one appointed guardian monk is allowed inside the sacred sanctuary, protecting the holy relic for his entire lifetime. Number 14 takes you just west of town to the ruins of Dungar, also known as the Queen of Sheba Palace. You can walk through the excavated stone foundations, courtyard chambers, and private royal quarters of this ancient palace complex. Nearby, make sure to check out number 15, the multilingual King Ezana stone carved in the 4th century. This stone slab features 3 languages written side by side: ancient Sabaean, Ge'ez, and Greek, telling stories of historic military victories. Next, we head south to the incredible rock-hewn mountain town of Lalibela for our most iconic stops. Number 16 is exploring the northern and southern clusters of Lalibela, featuring 11 medieval churches carved straight out of solid rock. King Lalibela ordered these churches built in the 12th century to create a new holy pilgrimage city for his people. You walk through dark stone tunnels, narrow trenches, and hidden passageways connecting these giant underground monolithic buildings. Number 17 is the crown jewel of Lalibela, the world-famous Church of St. George, known locally as Bete Georgis. Carved straight down into volcanic rock in the shape of a perfect Greek cross, the roof sits level with the ground. Looking down at this architectural masterpiece from the cliff edge above is one of the greatest travel sights in the world. For number 18, take a half-day trek on foot or on mule back up to the Ashaton Mariam Monastery. This quiet monastery sits high on the cliffs of Mount Abuna Yosef, overlooking the entire Lalibela Valley below. The friendly priests will proudly show you ancient brass crosses and illuminated holy manuscripts written on animal skin. Number 19 is waking up before sunrise to experience a traditional Ethiopian Orthodox church service in Lalibela. White-robed priests chant in the ancient Ge'ez language, beating traditional leather drums while clouds of fragrant frankincense drift through the halls. The hypnotic rhythm and ancient music will make you feel like you stepped hundreds of years back into the past. Now, for our 20th and most adventurous activity, head northeast into Tigray to climb to the church of Abuna Yamata. Perched high on a sheer sandstone cliff in the Geralta Mountains, reaching this church requires climbing a vertical rock wall barefoot. Once you reach the top and walk across a narrow cliff ledge, you enter a tiny cave filled with pristine ancient wall art. Beyond these top 20 sites, there are everyday sensory experiences you simply must enjoy while traveling in northern Ethiopia. Take time every afternoon to sit down for a traditional Ethiopian coffee ceremony with local hosts. Green coffee beans are roasted over hot coals, ground by hand, and brewed in a black clay pot called a jabina. The rich coffee is served in tiny cups alongside burning frankincense and bowls of fresh hot popcorn. You also need to feast on regional northern cuisine served on large platters of spongy injera flatbread. Tear off pieces of injera with your right hand and scoop up spicy Dora Wat chicken stew and savory shiro chickpea puree. Pair your dinner with a glass of tej, a sweet fermented honey wine served in round, scientific-looking glass flasks. Make sure to visit the vibrant open-air Saturday markets in Gondar or Axum to pick up handmade souvenirs. Local weavers sell hand-spun white cotton shawls with colorful borders, along with hand-carved wooden crosses and spicy Berber seasonings. If you have extra days, use the northern city of Mekelle as your jumping-off point to explore the Danakil Depression. This extreme desert landscape is home to colorful, bubbling sulfur springs at Dalal and the glowing lava lake of Erta Ale volcano. When visiting any holy site in northern Ethiopia, always remember to dress modestly and remove your shoes before stepping onto church carpets. Hiring certified local community guides at every historical site gives you deep historical insights while supporting the local mountain economy. Every single stone in northern Ethiopia holds a deep story that you will remember for the rest of your life. CTA. Check our video descriptions for the best deals in hotels and accommodation, flights, attractions and tours, travel eSIMs and insurance, transfers and airport services, trains and buses, car and bike rentals, cruises, package tours,